and welcome back for another video. So you are not going crazy. I did upload a birth plan yesterday, but I just didn't like it, so I decided to record it again for you guys. I am going into my third trimester. Well, no, I am in my third trimester. Crazy how time flies. And I have been thinking a lot about my birth plan. Now, before I started, I didn't actually realize how many choices are available, how many options there are for women that are pregnant when going into labor and their delivery and all that stuff. So if you would like an insight into what I have put in my birth plan, and if you're just lost about what to put in your birth plan, then continue watching. I'm just gonna go through mine and explain to you guys what choices I've made, why I've made them, and stuff like that. Don't forget to subscribe to me so you can follow me on this amazing journey, and you can also follow me on Snapchat and Instagram so you can keep up to date with me, especially when I go into labor. So this is my birth plan. I got it from Mama Natural. She has a YouTube channel and she also has a blog where you can download this birth plan from and just change it to your preferences. I have accepted that this is just a plan. These are my preferences. If an emergency does arise, then I know that the midwife or the doctor has to just, you know, throw my plan out the window and do what's best for myself and the baby. So the main choice that I made was to have a home birth. Now, I just think that I'll feel so much more comfortable in my own home while giving birth. I'm gonna be in an uncomfortable situation, and I think being at home in a familiar environment will just help me get through the labor and delivery process. Even talking to other mums, they've said that if they had the choice to give birth again, well, not the choice, if they had to give birth again, then they'll choose a home birth. And just to think, at the end of it, I can sleep in my own bed, I can be somewhere where I know, and if an emergency does come up, then we don't live far from the hospital. We live like a minute's drive away from the hospital. So moving on to what's actually written on my birth plan, the first thing is no medication. I like to give birth as naturally as possible with no pain relief. I just feel like the birthing process is such a natural process, just like your body has made this little baby inside of you naturally, of course with the help of the sperm, but it's been a completely natural process from the beginning, and I just don't want to put any medication on it. And that's just my views. I mean, if you prefer to have pain relief, go for the epidural and stuff like that, I'm not bashing you or saying that that's wrong or whatever. These are just my views and my beliefs for myself. The next thing is free from movement, so I want to be able to move around and find positions that I feel comfortable in. A natural water rupture. I like intermittent monitoring because I don't want to be disturbed too much. I like the lights to be dimmed so that when the baby does come out, they're not startled by all these bright lights. The experience is already traumatic. It's already such a change from being in the womb, so I like them to come out into a similar environment, but obviously it can't be exactly the same. I'll also have my hypnobirthing music playing. I have been listening to hypnobirthing audiobooks, which have helped so much with my mindset about birthing. So I think these two will both bring a calm, relaxing atmosphere to my labor and delivery. The next thing on here is a water birth. Now, I would like a water birth just for comfort and just for a natural pain relief. We are hiring our own water birthing pool because the home birthing center can't guarantee a pool will be available for us for the date that I'm due. So the next thing on here is no episiotomy. Now, I do not want them to cut me. I'd rather tear than for them to cut me. A lot of the time they cut you because they want to speed along the process and not because it's necessary. So it's just them being impatient, so I just don't want them to cut me. I want the baby to come naturally. The next one is limited cervical exams. It's sort of like the intermittent monitoring. I just don't want to be disturbed too much. So that is all during labor. The next part is after delivery, which is immediate skin to skin. Now, I would like immediate skin to skin because I think it's important for the bonding process. Your baby has been in your womb for 9 months, where all they hear is your heartbeat and your voice. The next one I have on here is delayed cord clamping. Now, this is important for me because from the research I've done, at least a third of the blood is left in the cord and the placenta. So by delaying that cord clamping, you're allowing all the blood to be transferred to baby, and that way oxygen and nutrients are transferred, and the baby also gets a full count of red blood cells, stem cells, and immune cells. So that is really, really important for me for the health of my baby. The next preference I have is to save the placenta. So I like to save my placenta because I plan on eating it. I know, right? I know, crazy. Every time I tell my mom, she gets so angry at me. But I like to eat my placenta. Some people have it in a smoothie or cook it and stuff like that, but I just couldn't deal with that. So I will be encapsulating my placenta myself. There are so many benefits with eating your placenta, from the hormones that are in your placenta. Also, it can help to generate a better milk supply as well. Eating my placenta is definitely on the top of my list. I'm looking forward to it, and I'm looking forward to the benefits. My next preference is for my partner to cut the cord. That's important to me, just for Caleb to have that moment with the baby and to also feel more part of the birthing process. My next preference is breastfeeding ASAP. I would like to breastfeed my baby as soon as possible. I don't want them to be given a bottle or formula, anything like that. I do plan to breastfeed maximum 6 months and may go further, so breastfeeding is at the top of the list. Next one is a vitamin K shot. Now, I'm generally against all these vaccines, medication and stuff like that, as you can tell, so I just think that it's not a good idea as soon as the baby comes out the womb to be giving them a shot. So no vitamin K shot. I have no membrane sweep. I would like food and drink for myself. No bath for baby. This is important as well. Most of the time when a baby is born, the midwife will give them a bath and wipe off this white waxy substance on their body, which is called vernix, and it's actually extremely good for the baby's skin. It helps retain moisture, it's antimicrobial, and it's also antibacterial. So what I plan on doing is not giving them a bath when they're born, but just rubbing in the vernix, and that way they could get all the benefits from the vernix. And I don't plan on bathing them for a maximum of 6 days. Vernix is actually so amazing that they're trying to synthetically make it in labs. So why would you rub it off a baby when they're just born and it's there naturally if you're trying to produce it in labs? So it just doesn't make sense. I understand that it's probably just the appearance of the baby and it doesn't look that nice on the baby, but it's so good for the baby. My next preference is delay exams for bonding. As I said with the immediate skin to skin, it's quite similar. I like to bond with the baby instead of them being taken away for exams. They just came out my womb and they're just going to be put in this cold plastic thing to be measured. Like, what the hell? Pitocin only if necessary. They use this for afterwards for delivery of the placenta. It basically causes contraction, so you could deliver the placenta, but I like this to be natural as much as possible. So I have a few things written at the bottom here. You can't really see it because of the light, because there weren't any pictures or phrases for them on the template. So one of them is for my partner to be present at all times. No use of non-natural induction, so I want to go into labor naturally. Dry delivery of placenta. Because I will be having a water birth, we don't want the placenta to get wet, so I actually have to get out of the birthing pool to deliver my placenta. And I do not want to give birth laying on my back. Definitely, that's just a no-no. From what I've researched, the birthing canal actually gets smaller when you're laying on your back and your legs up, so other positions like squatting, hands and knees and stuff like that is way better. So that is my birth plan. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it helped you if you're feeling confused about what to put on your birth plan. Definitely comment down below if there's something in my birth plan that you sort of like, what, that's kind of weird, or things that you agree with, or if you have any questions, as always, just leave them down below and I'll answer them. Don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. Okay. Bye guys, stay sweet.